Hello there. Okay. The Fresh Prince versus Mungo Jerry. Very, very close. Close competition to me. Been mulling this over for quite some time. Watched these videos twice. My initial thoughts were I'm going to take the Summertime song because, believe it or not, as good as the Summertime, they're both fucking Summertime, right? Just fucking realize that. My initial thoughts were I'm taking Mungo Jerry Summertime because I listened to the Will Smith Summertime, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and I turned it. Just wasn't doing it for me. But when you're forced to pay attention and watch the video and just listen to the lyrics, the Will Smith Summertime song, it just tells a story. And if you can't relate to the whole story, I would think that every human can relate to parts of that story, of that day of summertime. So many things about that I can relate to. And now, I always used to think of things like the picnic at Gertz, or when we were kids at Lake Delta, having actual picnics, which is like a thing of the past now. But now, I would be like when the old folks dance at the family reunion, and it kind of made me smile. Like, that song is fucking 29 years old. I'm almost positive that was 1991. That's crazy. And we talk about it all the time, but that's really, really crazy to me. That's almost 30 years old. Anyways, I also remember when that video debuted. Again, it was like June of 91, and it debuted on the Arsenio Hall show when Will Smith was a guest. And I'll tell you what, that song back then, it just fired me up for summer. And for like a few years, I would play that song, and it really. And here's the other thing, I personally can only listen to that in the summertime, where it has any kind of effect on me. The video is so well done with him and Jazz sitting on whatever they're sitting on, driving down the road. It was so good, so good. And some of the dances, like the old folk, the old man dancing at the family reunion, was great. It just like later in the day, he talks about this. It just puts a vision in my head. So it's so good. Mungo Jerry, I feel like I've seen that video before, but maybe not, because I don't remember. First of all, they're all ugly as fuck. But here's the other thing: people back in that I think that's like 73 or 74, I would guess. They didn't give a fuck. They were just ugly, or they just made themselves. They didn't give a fuck. They looked stinky, smelly. But the fucking guy blowing farts into the fucking big fucking empty jug of something, it's fantastic. Is that really how they made that noise for that song? Or are they just playing it up for the video? Because it's fucking amazing. The singer with the fucking chops, holy shit, the fucking sideburns, so good. Then there's the blonde guy, like with the close-ups, and again, time frame, early 70s, mid 70s. There's no way that video could have been enhanced anyway, right? Like back then, there wasn't a green screen. They were like really that close to fucking traffic. The fucking why am I swearing so much? The truck, the Hush Puppies. Like, do they still make Hush Puppies? Like, that was a shoe, wasn't it? Hush Puppies. Then they came with, one was Slush Puppies. And was Slush Puppies made? Is it just a coincidence that those two items sound alike? Or did shit conversation. What was first, the Slush Puppy or the Hush Puppies? Or was Hush Puppies food? I don't even fucking know. Huh. So, oh man. I don't know who the fuck I'm picking. I really want to pick a fucking tie. God, I don't know who to pick. I want to pick a tie, but I'm not going to get blasted again. Oh, God. If I listen to both those songs, there's a better chance I'm going to turn the Will Smith Summertime. I wonder if he likes being called Will Smith more now, or when we refer to his music as Fresh Prince. And here's another thing about Will Smith. I mean, who doesn't like Will Smith? He does so many things. He's funny, acts, raps, dances. His interview, I've never seen an interview with him where it's always like he's just positive and happy. Like, what a good dude. Oh God. So maybe that's gonna play into effect who I'm picking. Picking ain't easy. God. So much more work was put into the Will Smith song. It's so well done. But the Mungo Jerry's good with that. They were just fucking around and said, God. Good Lord. Well, before I give my my winner, I'll tell you what's going on. Graduation tomorrow. I mean, it's no idea how it's going to be. I know what they're doing. There's like 6 ceremonies. I think Josh is last or next to last at 1 o'clock. They're going to get you in and get you out and get the next one going. So it's like a 20 to 25 minute session. And everyone's got to wear a mask, obviously. And the kids got to wear masks and gloves. I mean, whatever. I'm just proud that he's graduating. That's the main thing. So that's what's going on. A quick story. Dad and Mom went to Brad's last week, as you guys know, for 50th for Bill and Pat. They said it went well. Diane and Bill were singing karaoke. Then they were doing duets. God, I'm so glad I wasn't there. But the story is, the funny story, I don't know if Mom ever told any of you this, about, you guys know Bob Washburn. I played softball with him. The Washburns and the Taylors, those Taylors are related. But I got to know Bob pretty well, like 20 years ago playing softball. And his wife's name is Shelly. And Shelly and Bob apparently have a gay daughter. Of course, no one fucking knew that or knows that, or why would they? But Shelly, Bob Washburn's wife, was talking to Mom and Dad, and they got talking about Judy, because Shelly hung out with Denise through high school. So we got talking about the Shepherds. And, I mean, and here's the thing. Dad tells the story, I think, to everyone now. I don't know why. He just likes to do it. But they got talking about Jim and Judy. And Dad said to Shelly, who has the gay daughter, and then Judy went dyke on Jim. And I always told Jim, Jesus, Jim, what the hell did you do? You got her to like the other side or something to that effect? Saying that right to the mother of a gay daughter. listen, of course, how the hell was Dad supposed to know? But the fact that Dad still just throws shit out there like that in today's world, where, I mean, people are just much more open about being gay, and no one really gives a shit. It's not that funny or anymore as it was in the 70s or 80s or 90s. But, I mean, another reason why I'm glad I wasn't there. But it's funny to hear the story, and Mom's telling the story right in front of Dad, and Dad just looks so proud of it, too. That's the best. He's like, yeah. He didn't say, oh, shit, yeah. He just sit there and like he's on his computer and he's listening and he's just got a big smile on his face. It's just fantastic and it's terrible. My winner for this week's matchup is it's fucking Mungo Jerry Summertime. I mean, it's the closest one I've ever had besides my ties. So, Jay, great picks. I'm guessing this is going to be a. There's no. Oh, but Jim. Man, I'm going fucking deep. As much as Jim doesn't like rap, I'm pretty sure that Jim really does appreciate and have some respect for Will Smith. I haven't watched. I've seen both reviews we're in. I'm interested to see how Jim's view of Summertime is. I'm going to say Jim is a fan of Will Smith and he didn't hate that song. All right, I could be totally wrong. We'll see. I'll talk to you guys next week. See ya.